This video may get a little bit controversial just because of my opinion. Before we dive into this video, I'd appreciate it if you guys hit the like button and subscribed. Only 11% of my current viewers are subscribed, and also feel free to join the Discord link down below in the description. So, the infantry has another test, and we knew it was going to happen, and I'm very torn. Actually, not really. I'm personally not torn. The community is torn. So, I have seen so many people complaining about the movement, and the game's feel, and all of that, and I do understand some of it, I guess, but I also honestly think infantry is ready. I've been happy. I've been happy since the second test, to be completely honest. I'm ready for this to come to the game. I am ready for us to see this arrive to War Thunder. Now, I want to note a few things before that's taken horribly out of context. Yes, I want infantry to come to War Thunder. I am excited for this to come. I'm ready to be able to grind this and to play World War II and Cold War and fully modern and use my own vehicles. Now, we haven't had a single playtest that has been Cold War or has been World War II or has been anything like that. And I do think we should see that before it fully comes to the game. I do think there are bugs, but this one, so far, I haven't had any sort of major issues like I had with the other playtests where I had the game just randomly crashing or, you know, massive lag spikes. I haven't had that. The actual servers seem to be handling the game significantly better now. Now, what this, I think, means is that very real possibility we're going to go ahead and see infantry being implemented. I would argue probably either December or, you know, next year, but it's almost ready. It's almost done. The big things for me that I'd still like to see is the playtesting for World War II and for like the Korean War or for like the, you know, Cold War era, Vietnam era sort of stuff. And then I'm so excited to be able to bring our own vehicles. That's my biggest complaint, really, you know, is how this is going to look with player-used vehicles, like once players bring in things like the A10, or players bring in things like the Striker. And I want to note, this playtest was really big for me, too, because they've added Humvees for you to ride along on, and that has been very exciting to use. That's been very dope. That was a great idea, a great addition by Gaijin. Now we can look at seeing things like helicopters. I also want to note that sniping has never been more fun. I'm having a blast playing, you know, playing as a sniper. It's my favorite thing to do, hands down. And really, I think we see so much hatred for Gaijin for infantry, and I understand if you don't like infantry, you don't like it. It is what it is. But then don't play it. It's not going to ruin the game. It can only realistically help the game, in my opinion. And we need to give Gaijin praise where praise is due, instead of, you know, for a company that gets so much hatred for, you know, premiums, and they should. They do receive backlash on things I do agree on. I do agree some of the backlash that they get is absolutely warranted. But we need to give them praise when it's due, and giving them praise for this infantry is actually, I think, well-deserved. And I know a lot of other content creators have been saying things like, oh, it's so sluggish, it feels so weird, it's not ready. And I understand that, and I'm not saying don't listen to other CCs, and everyone has their own opinion. I do truly like how it is. I've truly had a lot of fun. I've been playing a lot of Body Cam recently, which is a pretty realistic first-person shooter game, and it feels so much like War Thunder now that I'm hyped. I am so excited for this to come to the game. Now, I want to go over a few complaints I had outside of actual game-wise, and that is the map. The map feels, it's a little weird for me, this one that we're playing on, because it's like, you know, you're in the open for one part, and then you're in close quarters combat for another, and you know, it's the same place I have for some of the ground maps War Thunder has, where I'm always having to look at 7 different locations, and I know it's going to be the same on all the infantry maps, but this one in particular just felt like it was like that, you know, a lot. And then drones. Drones are fun, drones are cool, I'm actually excited we have them, but there's too many of them, they're too easy to just reuse. Gaijin needs to limit them to how many, you know, are up at a time. They also would, I think it'd be smart to limit how many can, you know, be spawned in total, And keep in mind that these are, able to take out things like tanks and light infantry fighting vehicles, and also, I guess, technically, helicopters if you needed to. Now, I am curious what everyone's thoughts are on the infantry, because, like I said, I think it's almost ready. I want to see a few more things, I want to see more tweaks, but I think it is important to give Gaijin praise where praise is due, and then also push back when there is things that need to be pushed back on, and I don't truly think there's anything major on the infantry that needs to be fully pushed back on. I think it's pretty fun, it's pretty chill. If you guys do not have access to the closed beta test, that is unfortunately rough. Hopefully this gave you just a little bit of a look at how the game is. If there's a lot of ask for it, so let me know down below in the comments if you want to see it. I can make a video just really overlaying everything, and I think we'll be able to do that a lot more once this fully gets released and we're able to use, custom battles, and that's going to be so fun being able to do this in custom battles, and I am very excited to be able to finally use Apaches and A-10s and F-16s once it arrives to the actual game, use those alongside everything, and that's going to be fun to see. I'm excited to see what vehicles we're going to be allowed to bring, and hopefully I'm hoping they just kind of make infantry bring whatever you have. That'll be dope. I'm excited for it. I want to know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Are you guys hyped for infantry? Have you enjoyed the playtest? Have you liked what you're seeing? Do you hate what you're seeing? If you hate it, why do you hate what you're seeing? And what are your thoughts on that? Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.